welcome back. My name is Natasha and I'm going to lead us through a quick full body flow. I know with being at home and doing all these at-home workouts, it's tough to hold ourselves accountable to the things that we want to do, and sometimes we cut our workout short. So I'm going to make this workout short and sweet. I'm the first person to go grab a snack during an online workout, so I totally feel you. We're all real people. We all have things that we have to get to. So we're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to get started today in Supta Baddha Konasana, one of my favorite poses. We come all the way down onto our shoulder blades, and the soles of our feet come together to kiss. Both knees jet out in opposite directions here, and then letting the shoulders melt away from the ears. Option to place the palms onto the earth here, or option to place the palms on the heart center and underneath the low belly for more of an introspective practice. Setting our intention, and maybe that intention is just one word today. Maybe that word is commit. Maybe that word is present. Being here in this moment, taking one full breath in, fill the belly, fill the lungs, let the collarbone expand, and then exhaling, releasing anything that no longer serves you. Ha. Inhale, fill the belly, fill the lungs, and then exhale, release. Ha. Looking for an audible breath here. Inhale, fill the belly, fill the lungs, let the chest rise, holding the breath at the top of the throat. And then opening the mouth, exhale, let something go. Starting to blink the eyes open here, maybe a slight gaze towards the nose. Bringing both palms on the outside of the thighs and then slowly closing our knees together like a book. Bringing both knees into the chest, giving yourself a squeeze, starting to create circles with your low back. First moving clockwise, and then switching the direction to counterclockwise. Inhale, both heels lift high to the sky, creating an L shape with our bodies. Our toes are dorsiflexing towards the shins. Take one big inhale here. Exhale, lifting the shoulder blades off the earth, reaching past those thighs. We're holding here in stillness for 10, 9, 8, 7. Dorsiflex in those fins. Stay super active in those legs. 6, 5. Can you lift the shoulder blades a little bit higher off the earth? 3, 2, 1. Knees into the chest. Ha, let that breath go. Start to create those low back circles once again. And then inhale, both heels come high to the sky. Option to keep those shoulders grounded here. Option to up level by lifting the shoulder blades off the earth. Being active in both feet, reaching past those thighs. We're pulsing here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Can you lift the shoulder blades a little bit higher off the earth? 3, 2, 1. Knees into the chest. Let that breath go. Start to create big low back circles. And then switching the direction here. Inhale, both heels come high to the sky, active listening. We're bringing the palms behind the neck, letting the shoulders melt down towards the earth. Take one full breath here. Exhale, lifting the shoulder blades off the earth, reaching the elbows towards the thighs, trying to stay active in the core, not reaching from the neck. Inhale, lift the heels, and then slowly drop them 1/4 of the way down. Engaging in the core, sending the elbows a little bit closer to the thighs. Take one big inhale here. Exhale, another 1/4 of the way down. Squeezing those thighs together, bringing the elbows in towards the thighs. Take one breath here. Exhale, heels come 2 inches off the earth, still reaching those elbows towards the toes. Take one big breath here. Holding for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Inviting those shakes into your practice. That means you're getting strong. 5, 4, bringing them close to the chest, and then starting to create a rock and roll motion here. Moving up and down parallel to our spine. And then when you're ready, crossing at the ankles and meeting in a neutral tabletop at the top of your mat. In this neutral tabletop pose, our wrists are directly underneath the shoulder blades, knees are hips-width distance apart underneath the hips. Untucking the toes, dropping the belly low, sending the gaze high to the sky, bolstering your heart towards the stars for cow pose. Exhale, ground down into the palms, round the spine, gazes to the navel, cat pose. Inhale, drop the belly low, send the chest high, and bring the tailbone to reach for the ceiling. And then exhale, ground down into those palms, round the spine, gazes to the navel. Coming back to that neutral tabletop, paying attention to those architectural lines. Wrists are directly underneath the shoulder blades, knees are underneath the hips. We're creating a strong foundation here. Tucking the toes and then rising 2 inches off the earth for this lifted tabletop. In this lifted tabletop pose, I want you to feel the strength from shoulder to palm. Pushing the earth away from you, finding a slight protraction in the shoulder blades, gazes in between the palms. Inhale, take 1 full breath here. Exhale, can you make sure that those knees are still in fact 2.5 inches? You got this, yogis. Press into the earth. We're running through a few cat-cows with lifted knees. Dropping the belly low, sending the gaze high to the sky. Open up the chest. And then exhale, ground down into the palms, round the spine, gazes to the navel. Inhale, drop the belly low, open up the chest, send the gaze high. And then exhale, ground down into those palms, round the spine, making sure those knees are still 2.5 inches. Inhale, come back to neutral. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lifting the hips high to the sky, sending the heels towards your mat. Finding Ardha Mukha Svanasana or downward facing dog. In this downward facing dog, option to generously bend in both knees. Maybe this is your first down dog of the day, so be kind to your body here. Our feet are hips width distance apart. Our palms are a little bit wider than shoulder width distance. Sending the chest down towards the thighs, sending the gaze towards the ankles to elongate the neck. Inhale, lift the heels high to the sky. Exhale, can you sink them a little bit deeper into your mat? Inhale, gazes in between the palms. We look, step, jump, hop, or float to the top of our mat. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana, creating a number 7 with our spine. Shoulder blades tuck into the back wall, slightly tucking the chin down towards our mat, sending the crown of the head forward. As if your favorite plate of food or maybe a glass of wine is on your back, keeping it nice and flat. Exhale, release, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise, really reach with intention, feel that back body turn on. Gazes in between the palms, take a slight back bend here. And then exhale, swan dive, leading with the chest hinging at the hips, coming all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms, high plank. Active listening in this high plank, you do have the option to drop down to the knees. If you're with me, I'm tucking my elbows in towards the ribs and lowering down for that Chaturanga Dandasana. Holding here in this low plank, take 1 big inhale here. Exhale, push the earth away from you, feeling that strength coming back to that high plank. Exhale, tuck the elbows into the ribs, lower all the way down, low plank. Inhale, push the earth away from you, high plank. Last one, yogis, you got this. Tuck the elbows into the ribs as you lower down. Inhale, high plank. And then lowering all the way down onto our bellies, untucking the toes for Bhujangasana or low cobra. In this low cobra pose, slightly tucking the chin down, grounding down into the shoelace portion of both feet. Maybe you test your strength here by lifting those palms off the earth, sending the elbows to magnetize towards one another. Inhale, big belly breath. Exhale, can you lift a little bit higher, activating that back body, bringing the elbows towards one another. One more breath here, yogis. Inhale, fill the belly, fill the lungs. Exhale, plant the palms, roll over the toes, downward facing dog. In this downward facing dog, using it as our active resting pose, can we take one expansive breath here? Inhale, lift both heels high to the sky. Exhale, can you sink deep into your mat? Inhale, gazes in between the palms. We walk, step, jump, hop, or float to the top of our mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise, reach all the way up, active listening. We're grabbing for this left wrist and then moving over towards the right side, spiraling our chest towards the ceiling, grounding down into both feet. Can you inhale, take one full breath here. Exhale, can you sink a little bit deeper? Inhale, back through center. Exhale, switching the grips, moving over towards the left side, grounding down into the right heel. Spiraling the chest towards the ceiling, take one expansive breath in. Exhale, can you sink a little bit deeper? Inhale through center. Exhale, swan dive, leading with the chest hinging at the hips, coming all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift out of the Uttanasana. Exhale, plant the palms, you flow, you grow. High to low plank, chaturanga, check in. Make sure you tuck those elbows into the ribs before you lower down. Pulling the chest through for upward facing dog, planting the palms into the earth here, sending the tops of the feet down towards your mat. When you push the earth away from you, you should feel the shoulder blades melt away from the ears. Slightly tuck the chin down. Inhale, fill the belly, fill the lungs. Exhale, rolling over the toes, downward facing dog. In this downward facing dog, first we bring both feet together to touch at the back of our mat for proper alignment. Inhale, right leg lifts high to the sky. Option to point the toe here, or option to find that inner rotation, squaring with the hips, sending the right toes towards your mat. Starting to draw big circles with the knee, first moving clockwise, and then switching the direction to counterclockwise. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, right knee to nose, round the spine, crunch it in, shoulders over wrists. Maybe you give that knee a kiss. Three-legged dog. Right knee to right elbow, make a connection, hold. Active listening, we're sliding that knee down towards the wrist, and then using the core, shooting that leg back up, three-legged dog. Right knee to left elbow, cross body, hold. Inhale, three-legged dog. Right knee towards the nose, round the spine, crunch it in, plant the right foot in between the palms. Inhale, right palm lifts high to the sky, finding that easy twist. In this easy twist, can you goal post the arms, finding a slight heart opening? Take one breath here. And then exhale, can you sink a little bit deeper? Inhale, coming back to neutral, easy twist. And then slow and controlled, bringing all the weight onto this left side, finding Vashisthasana, side plank. Option to drop this bottom knee to modify, or option to up level by lifting that top leg high to the sky. We're holding here for 5, 4, 3. Can you push the earth away from you, sending those hips a little bit higher? 2, 1. Right palm comes down to the earth. Maybe the right foot stays lifted for a one-legged chaturanga. Tucking the elbows into the ribs, lowering down, arcing the chest through for upward facing dog. Exhale, rolling over the toes, downward facing dog. Taking this Ardha Mukha Svanasana here just to reset. Using this as our active resting pose, coming back to that breath. You got this, yogis. Inhale, fill the belly, fill the lungs. Exhale, release. Inhale, bring both feet together to touch at the back of your mat, and then left leg lifts high to the sky. Option to point your toes here, or maybe you find that slight inner rotation of the toes and of the hip. Wherever you are, bending at the knee, starting to create these big circles. Getting juicy in the synovial fluid of this left hip. Maybe switching the direction to counterclockwise. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, left knee to nose, round the spine, crunch it in, shoulders over wrists. Maybe you give that knee a kiss. three-legged dog. Left knee to left elbow, make a connection, hold. Active listening, we're sliding that knee down towards the wrist, engaging in the core, and then shooting that left leg back up, three-legged dog. Left knee to right elbow, cross body, hold. Inhale, three-legged dog. Left knee to nose, round the spine, crunch it in, plant the left foot in between the palms. Grounding down into the right palm, opening up for that easy twist, gazes to the left fingertips. Taking one full breath here. And then exhale, slow and controlled, opening the palms here, finding a slight heart opening, goalposting the arms. One more breath here. And then exhale, trying to bring all the weight onto this right side, finding Vashisthasana, side plank. Again, option to drop this bottom knee to modify, or option to up level here. You are strong, yogis. Lift that top leg high to the sky. We're holding here for 5, 4, 3. Can you push the earth away from you with this right palm, sending the hips a little bit higher? 2, 1. Left palm comes down to the earth. Maybe that left foot stays lifted for a one-legged chaturanga. Tuck the elbows into the ribs, lower down, upward facing dog. Pull the chest through. Exhale, rolling over the toes, Ardha Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Using this down dog as our active resting pose. Inhale, right foot lifts high to the sky, three-legged dog. And then right knee to nose, round the spine, crunch it in. Maybe you give that knee a kiss. Three-legged dog. Right knee to right elbow, make a connection. Active listening, this time we're sliding that knee up to the armpit and then finding that three-legged dog. Right knee to left elbow, cross body hold. Inhale, three-legged dog. Right knee to nose, round the spine, crunch it in, plant the right foot in between the palms. We're rising up for crescent warrior, lifting the chest high to the sky, finding that crescent warrior. In this crescent warrior, we're creating a right angle with this right leg. Our back foot, our ankle is above the toes here. Take one big breath. And then exhale, slowly lowering the left knee down to the earth for just a moment. Grounding down into both feet, we're rising up, zipping up through the pelvic floor, straightening in the legs. Exhale, left knee down towards the earth. Inhale, gauge in the core, rise up. Last one, left knee to ankle towards the earth. Inhale, rising up to neutral. Take one full breath here. And then exhale, pivoting this back foot. We're bending deep into this right leg, finding warrior two. In this warrior two pose, our hips are squared towards the left. Our drishti or gaze is in between the right fingertips here. Letting the shoulder blades melt away from the ears. Take one big inhale here. Exhale, release. Inhale, reach for something you desire, and then committing to the bend in the front knee, reaching behind you for peaceful warrior. Folding over, bringing the right forearm onto the thigh, finding Parsva Konasana, or extended side angle. In this Parsva Konasana, maybe you shorten your stance a bit. We're taking this imaginary beach ball out in front of us here, grabbing it for just a moment, and then using those obliques, rising all the way up, straightening in both legs. Exhale, bringing the palms down to the side, and then reaching for something you desire with this right palm. Hinging at the hips, coming all the way down to Trikonasana, triangle pose. Gazes to the left fingertips here. Trying not to dump all the weight into this right palm. Maybe you push the shin down. Take one full breath here. And then exhale, reverse Trikonasana. Cartwheeling the palms to frame the right foot. And then slow and controlled, coming into a standing split. Bringing the left heel to rise high to the sky, finding that inner rotation of this left foot. So here in the standing split, wherever you are, take one full breath. We're coming down for 3 Shiva squats. So if you're with me, maybe you bring the palms into heart center. Maybe you keep them lifted onto your mats. Whatever challenge you choose, we're coming down, bending in this left knee, sending the knee towards the right ankle, opening up the chest. And then exhale, left knee or left foot rises high, standing split. Exhale, left knee to right ankle, open up the chest for 2. Standing split. Control the breath, control the mind. Left knee to right ankle, last one, open up the chest. Exhale, plant the palms towards the earth, standing split. Left leg meets the right leg, grab opposite elbows here, ragdoll pose. Taking one moment just to reset. Bending in both knees, inviting the chest to kiss the thighs. Letting the head hang heavy, finding a decompression in your neck and spine. And then moving the feet here to find a slight inner rotation of the toes. A gap in between the heels, we're bending in the knees, rising up for Utkatasana chair pose. In this Utkatasana chair pose, take a look at your alignment. If your knees far surpass your toes, can you send that ass back? Slightly tuck the tailbone in, finding the natural curvature of your spine. Gaze is in between the palms of the shoulder blades melt. Just like life, yogis, when things get tough, we stay up. Ground down into those feet as if you're trying to rip your mat in two. You should feel your outer glutes turn on. Inhale, big belly breath. Exhale, releasing, forward folding, flat back. Planting the palms towards the earth. And then moving through that vinyasa. Maybe you skip the vinyasa entirely, or maybe you run through it. Tucking the elbows into the ribs as you lower down, and then arcing the chest through for upward facing dog. Exhale, rolling over the toes, downward facing dog. Dropping down to the knees for just a moment. And coming into this modified hero's pose. Bringing the palms into heart center here, maybe toweling off, maybe grabbing some water. Taking a moment of gratitude for our capable bodies. So many people in this world do not have the opportunity to be here on their mats at this moment. Can we remember that gratitude helps us fall in love with the life that we already have? Can we fully commit to this left side? This is our last side, so can you be here with me in this moment? Taking one full breath together. Inhale, fill the belly, fill the lungs, let the collarbone expand. Exhale, let that shit go. Inhale, coming back to that downward facing dog. Our last side here, yogis, you got this. Left foot lifts high to the sky, 3-legged dog. Bending in the knees, starting to create those big circles here. First clockwise and then counterclockwise. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Exhale, left knee to nose, round the spine, crunch it in. Maybe you give that knee a kiss. 3-legged dog. Left knee to left elbow, make a connection, active listening. We're sliding that left knee up towards the armpit. 3-legged dog. Left knee to right elbow, cross body hold. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Left knee to nose, round the spine, crunch it in, plant the left foot in between the palms. We're rising up for that crescent warrior. Inhale, gaze is in between the palms. In this crescent warrior, we're creating a right angle with this left knee. Our back heel is stacked over the left toes. Inhale, fill the belly. Exhale, release. Inhale, rising all the way up, straightening in both legs. And then exhale, sending this right knee down towards the earth just to tap. Inhale, grounding down into both feet, zipping up through the pelvic floor for 2. Exhale, drop down. Last one, yogis. Inhale, rise all the way up. And then exhale, coming back to neutral crescent warrior. Taking one more full breath here. You got this. Control the breath, control the mind. Inhale, fill the belly, fill the lungs. Exhale, pivoting that back foot, finding warrior two pose on the opposite side. In this warrior two, our hips are squared towards the right. Our drishti or gaze is in between the left fingertips, letting the shoulder blades melt away from the ears. Committing to this bend in the front knee, reaching for something you desire. And then finding that peaceful warrior reaching behind you. Straightening in both legs here, and then reaching until you can't reach anymore, hinging at the hips. Coming all the way down to Trikonasana triangle pose. In Trikonasana, our goal here is if our body's in two panes of glass, can you slightly tuck the tailbone in? Inhale, reverse Trikonasana. And then exhale, bending in this front knee, coming into Parsvakonasana one more time. Bringing the left palm on top, the left forearm on top of this left thigh. Spiraling the chest open here. Trying not to dump all the weight into this left palm. Can we bring that imaginary beach ball out in front of us? And slow and controlled, rising all the way up through center. Exhale, cartwheeling both palms to frame this left foot. And then launching off into that standing split here. Right leg comes high to the sky. Can you square off the hips in the standing split? Sending the right toes towards the earth. Take one inhale here. Option to leave those palms on the ground, or maybe you up level here by bringing the palms into heart center. Slow and controlled, bending in this right knee, coming all the way down for that Shiva squat. Lifting the chest, and then exhale, standing split. Right knee to left ankle, open up the chest for two. Exhale, standing split. Last one, knee to ankle, open up the chest. Plant the palms towards the earth, standing split, right leg comes high to the sky. And then releasing that right foot down towards the earth, grabbing opposite elbows, ragdoll pose. In this ragdoll pose, letting the head hang heavy, finding a slight bend in both knees. Slightly moving the feet here to find an inner rotation of those toes. Bending at the knees, reaching for the bottom of your mat, and then coming all the way up to sit in that imaginary chair. Utkatasana chair pose here, yogis, our last one. You got this, staying up, checking in with our alignment, sending that butt back, slightly tucking the tailbone in. One full breath here. Inhale, fill the belly, fill the lungs. Exhale, plant the palms, high to low plank, choosing your vinyasa. Tucking the elbows into the ribs, lowering down, upward facing dog. And then exhale, bringing both toes together to touch, sending the chest down towards the earth, child's pose. Taking a few breaths in this child's pose. Coming back to that intention that you set in the beginning of class. One more full breath here, yogis. You got this. And then exhale, walking the palms close to the body. And then finding a seat on your mat. Finishing our practice here with a little bit of mindfulness. Feeling that beautiful, capable beating heart in your chest. Taking this moment to settle into your breath. And then inhale, rising up, gathering all this beautiful energy that we've created together. Palms come down to heart center. The perfectly imperfect student in me bows, honors, and respects the teachers in all of you. Thank you for allowing me to guide you through this quick full body flow. Namaste.